Hey guys. Um, yeah, I don't really feel like myself. I'm pretty angry. I'm pretty mad. I'm mad about how shipwrecked I got. Still am to a degree. Kind of moving towards the other side of, the carnage. Kind of still in a little bit of a whiplash of like, what the fuck? How did that all happen? Why did that happen? I've really missed shooting videos. I love videos. I love making videos because I'm always like discovering more aspects of myself. It's quite a rush just to push play and be honest with the world, or whoever wants to tune in. It's just like such a fun thing to do. It's my favorite thing to do. And I just got so pummeled by life I wasn't even able to do that the last however long. And there's like how did that happen? Why would I let that happen? What was that about, What was that all about? And as I kind of put the pieces back together, the pieces of my consciousness, I start to kind of realize more and more on an energetic level what this whole taking me apart business was about. And over time, the words will be there, the lessons will be there. But right now, it's just more of like an energetic sense of like, in my depths, I can kind of intuit the intelligence underneath the dismantling, the fragmenting that I just went through, as I start to come back into wholeness, into this like cohesive, congruent type of energy. The wisdom from what I just went through will start to flow through more and more. But right now, I'm still just a little bit scattered. Scattered, interesting. Yeah, I got fucking scattered. Got torn in half or something. Blew into a million pieces. And things will like that will happen on our path. A lot. Not necessarily a lot, but maybe a lot in the beginning and then less frequently as we go. Just big tests or just unavoidable events will kind of transpire that will cause a major just like a major can't find yourself for a while. Major, you could call it the void if you want. It could be like a healing crisis does it, where you just kind of lost touch with yourself and what's truth and what's not. You get a little disoriented or a lot disoriented. You're kind of lost. You're just kind of lost at sea, within yourself. Your external circumstances might look just perfect, and to everyone else it might appear that you have it all figured out and that you're in one piece. But internally, you don't know what's what for a while. You're just kind of like, whoa, is this the truth? And you're just kind of like reaching and grabbing at things, and nothing seems to be it. And ultimately, after a while of that, you realize, oh, it's me. I'm the way back home. I'm the way. Because when we're in those places where we've just been kind of blown to pieces, we really want someone else to put us back together. which can be fine to like find a good spiritual teacher or something to help you with that process, or a therapist or someone who can do this kind of work or who has done it within themselves. But we might want like unhealthier ways of we might look for unhealthier avenues to like try to find our way back, and that's okay too. But ultimately it's like the whole thing is you. It's like you just got to come back to you. What's true for you, not even what like spiritual rules would say is the right and wrong, and all. You just gotta, it's like ultimately when you're blown apart for the 1000th time, you get really, really down to the core of you. And like, what is it that you want? What is it that is true for you? Not even your spiritual teachers, not even something you read in the Bhagavad Gita or the Bible or any other beautiful spiritual text. Not something you saw in a video, but at a certain point, when you get so, and you start putting the million pieces of yourself back together, you get to this place where you're like, what is actually true for me, with no interference from the external at all? Like, what is it for me? And you could say it's you can feel that in a selfish way. And maybe you need to feel it in a selfish way if you've been always such a people pleaser, or always someone that looks to the external to, what should I do now? Or is this how I should do it? Is this how I should be? Do you need me to be this way? You know what I mean? Maybe you're getting blown apart over and over again, so it can bring you into that power of self. So you can find this sovereignty within yourself that is so compromising. This uncompromising sovereignty. That's what it feels like this latest blowing me into 1,000 pieces is leading me to. This uncompromising sovereignty that not even my spiritual teachers can tell me what is what. Like, they don't know. They're not in my body. No one's in my body but me. And the same is true for you. It's like you're actually the only one that knows for you. You're the only one. And to face that can be a lot for our psyche, to face that truth. Like, we want to be the ones who know. We want to outsource that, right? A lot of us do. We just want to outsource our power. Just here's my power. Just make sure I'm safe and secure. That's a lot of what we're conditioned to do. And through this latest thing I've went through, it's like I felt all that come up. These desperate energies of just wanting to give someone else my power, and then they can tell me who I am. They can, do this work for me or in some way. And like I said, finding a really good spiritual teacher or a healer, that's a fine container to go into. Because in those containers, they if they're good, they want you in your power. They're actually trying to just guide you to you. They're not trying to take, you know what I mean? They don't want you to outsource. They don't want your power. If it's a good healer or spiritual guide, they don't want your power at all. And so that's just what I've been led to in a deeper way for me, is what is it that I want? What is it that's actually true for me? All the way down from me, my unique, authentic self. This soul, this heart. What do I want? Not what I should, And, that's what this path has been for me a lot, is more and more sovereignty, coming more and more into my power, becoming less and less energetically compromised. And there's a lot of sacrifices we have to make too. It's we can't chase things as much. That seems sweet, but I know it's poison, a lot of that. If we really want to connect deeply to our sovereign truth, we have to be willing to surrender so much stuff that maybe we're used to getting something from, but is actually poison. A lot of the times when we give our power away, it can kind of initially feel good because we might get something in return that feels safe, but actually it's compromising. And when we compromise big time and give our power away a lot, sometimes we learn a really powerful, swift, painful lesson. And the lessons have to be painful sometimes, because it's like, because it's painful, we learn. Because there's so much suffering involved when we give our power away in a really big way, we're able to, it's like something we never forget. We never forget that feeling. We never forget that suffering and that pain that we experienced because we gave so much of our power away. And it's just something that we know in our field, we know in our body, like when we're doing it again, because of everything we've had to go through in the past. And over again, you'll notice you'll give your power away, and sometimes in very subtle ways, sometimes in pretty dramatic and clear, not so subtle ways. And every time you do, there's that consequence. The consequence of pain and suffering. The consequence of just not feeling like your sovereign self, feeling separate from your truth, feeling compromised. But those consequences are there to help you learn, to help you root deeper into your sovereignty, deeper into your power, to get you more steady there, so that you're like this tree that's very rooted in the ground, and not even the biggest storm can come by and blow you over. It's like you're just rooted. No matter what's coming your way, you're this rooted tree, rooted in your sovereign power, rooted in your sovereign authority. You know, that, like I said, not even Gandhi, not even the Buddha could come up to you and tell you something different. Not even Jesus. Because you're actually anchored all the way in to who and what you are. And so anytime we get blown over and fragmented or whatever, it's just a chance to grow back stronger, to have our roots go down into the ground deeper, and to grow back stronger and higher and taller and more robust and more able to just, it's like a bigger harvest. Sometimes the divine comes through with flames and just lights our world on fire. A test that comes that we were never gonna pass, that we were always gonna fail, because that was the point. God's like, they're doing so good, let's give them a test, let's give them a test that I know they will fail. Because this is their reward. I'm going to absolutely, kind of burn everything to the ground for them, so that they can come back that much stronger, that much more in their power, that much more aligned with truth. And yeah, it really made this video for me too. It's really beautiful to hear these words. It feels so true. God, it feels so true. It feels so good. I feel like I'm just getting so much more rooted, or just so much more in touch with my true nature. And so we can see, the hardships that come, our life falling apart, anything that comes as a gift. We can see anything that's difficult as something that's trying to serve us, to help us connect deeper, to help us let go of patterns and habits that pull us from ourself, that pull us from truth, that compromise us. Yeah, I just really like that about how sometimes it is a reward. Like how we're doing so good, it's like we're given a test that we were always destined to fail, because that's actually where a huge leap can be made. That's where we can catapult into a new dimension of consciousness. It's like sometimes God knows exactly what we need, and it won't make any sense to the ego or the egoic mind or anything. You might even feel like you're being punished. But God's just trying to give you such a life lesson that's going to serve you and everyone around you, because of who you're going to become through the trials and tribulations, who you're going to become through failing the test, but learning about yourself in the process. Like how that's going to transform you from the inside out into this more holy conduit for grace. Just so much purification happens through fire, through the burning down. I'm really glad I decided to do this. All right. I love you guys so much. If this work resonates with you and helps you out, there are donation links below, and yeah, your support is always greatly appreciated. Thank you for being here. See you in the next video. Namaste.